All right. It has been a long time. Let me make sure this is working here. Drop some L's in the chat, drop some W's in the chat if it's working. I'm trying to watch it over here. I don't even have a second monitor in uh in LA yet. So you can hear me, you can see me. Let's go. Fuck yeah. Dude, it has been way too long. This is very fire. Already seen some familiar names. Matt Payne. What is good? I want to make sure everybody knows. Let me make sure. Put something on Instagram. Put something on the Discord. Hopefully everybody got a notification. Looks like we're good. I tweeted it. Let's go. Let's go crazy. I just wanted to do a little EP release party vibe and chat with you guys and catch up. It's been a while. I'm finally releasing music again, so finally streaming again. And yeah, it feels good. It's been way too long, but I just figured we would just hang and you guys can ask questions. It's been so long. We could listen to some tunes. Might make some tunes as well. Only thing is I couldn't it had been so long I couldn't quite get the audio input right. But like it's still coming out of my speakers, which I did that for the first like 3 months of streaming anyway, so that'll be fine if I end up making some beats today. Um, but yo, thank you for TM for the follow. Yeah, I think this is it'll be fine though. It'll still sound great. But either way, I'm just stoked to be here, stoked to chat. Let's go. Chopso with the sub. Everybody, if you don't know Chopso, one of the goats. I just saw his tweet today and he was like, "Oh, my drums sound good." And I was like, "Dude, when I think of the best drums, like the cleanest drums, like you're definitely Chopso's definitely in the top 5 for me, like next to literally Skrillex, dude. Like his drum mixing is insane." So, definitely it's definitely not just now getting good, I'll tell you that. But yeah, what the hell is good? Uh Good to see all these familiar names, familiar faces. Let me know, by the way, if there's any trouble with like I turned off for some reason sub only chat was on. So I turned that off. But if there's something else that I didn't see, just let me know. Um, and I'll definitely answer that. Or definitely fix that. I mean, sorry, I'm multitasking. But let me I figured it would be cool to show you guys some cool stuff from one of these tracks on the EP. How's that sound? Does that sound fire? I was gonna show you. I think the process of this could be interesting to you. Of how I made it, and won't be a full on tutorial, but just kind of like answer some questions about it and you know show you around. Let me see if this works. Okay. Need to break down for ultraviolet. That one's pretty crazy, I will say. All right, this should work. Um, yeah, ultraviolet is a pretty hefty file, I will say. Uh, and pretty wonky too. Like the preset is super like I don't know, weird. And it's constantly changing. Like it's like this reverb filter thing, and every time I play it, it sounds different. um, nice. So you guys can see this. Let's go. Just need to redux today in the gym. Fire. What is good? What is good? I can't see notifications. Um, it's not showing up. Actually, it might be showing up on the screen. It's already hectic. It's already hectic. Oh wait, no. It showed up. It's just a little delayed. Thank you for the follow, Naywell. How long will the stream be? I don't know. We'll feel it out. We'll see how it's going. I think you are good. Thank you. Let me put this second screen over here. My iPad. Um, everybody can see everything. Let me play something. Make sure everybody can hear it as well. That's coming out all right. You guys can hear that? Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay here, but nice. What else did I miss? Cool. Um, I think the main thing I really just want to show people is uh the process of getting to this main sound. And I think I want to show you this first version. So this song, it's called 888. It's on my new EP. I made the drop based on sampling another song that I made that was supposed to be on Colorblind actually, and actually never made it on there. I'm trying to find the original. I could just turn this, I could just unfreeze this and it'll play snippets of it. But I threw that song into a granulator and oh, it might be called Fly. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oops. Let me find the original for you. It's on SoundCloud. It's not released on SoundCloud. But let me find the streaming link and I'll play it. Okay. This is the original song that I sampled. But the part that I sampled is not this. Let's see. Are you guys hearing that? I think there's a let's go to microphone filters. I think there's a gate on the. Okay, that's a problem. Okay, compression, noise suppression. Turn all that off. We'll keep the compression on. Close. Okay, now you guys should be able to hear this. Can you guys hear this? Yeah. So you get the point. That was a song that I made a long time ago. That was kind of just this like big synth thing that I did. And it was really cool. It was a really like emotional song, something I was super proud of. Uh, but it just never made it on anything. It just didn't quite fit any project. Um, and so I ended up sampling that with granular synthesis for 888. So a version of that song came out. It doesn't really sound like that song, um, but that is something that I'm still, something I still think is great. Something I'm super proud of. Bro got noise suppression. Yeah, I had noise suppression on. It was blocking out what I was trying to play you. But yeah, okay. Let me go and show you what I did with it then. So we went to Ableton. And basically, I just recorded a bunch of just one take recordings of me just fucking around with placing the like the grain position, different parts of the drop of that song. And I think to adjust it to the right key. Oh yeah, I got weird. So yeah, just kind of doing that, cycling through that. It's, exciting but annoying at the same time. And then a bunch of things happened here. This is the recording. This is the main thing I wanted to show you. Hopefully everybody can hear everything and is paying attention. But this is what is like the birth of this song, was me just recording this super long, I'm not even going to show you the whole thing because it's just going to be annoying. This super long recording of me fucking around with this granular synth. So like a bunch of that kind of stuff. Bunch of that kind of shit. Like pretty ridiculous stuff. And then it's just me listening to that and picking out the craziest parts of it. That ended up being one of the sounds. Yeah, and then just chopping it up and just picking out the best pieces from that. So you get the point. Once again, it's a lot of hectic stuff, but yeah, pretty simple shit. And then just a lot of freezing and flattening and processing, which none of that is in this project file. And then some more stuff, and then it's frozen. But like that is kind of the gist of the printer music, printer sound effects type beats. That's kind of how that was made. And I thought that might be the most interesting thing to share with you guys. And definitely if you have any questions about that whole thing, or anything about the other songs on the EP, definitely feel free to fire away, because here I am back on the Twitch stream grind. I don't know if Discord. Okay, yeah, the notification did go out. Cool. Just wanted to make sure everybody got it. Make sure everybody knows. But yeah, that is 888. That's kind of how that happened. And then just did drums, chopped it up some more. Have these recordings from piano in my old apartment, which is now thank God I don't live here anymore. The voice memo has the fucking address on it. That's unreal. Oh man, that would have been insane. Anyways, converted that to MIDI. Let me find the actual audio. I don't know if that actual audio made it to. Oh yeah, yeah it did. Piano. So yeah, recorded this with these vocals. So yeah, then there's like another layer. It's clipping in this. This isn't the final mix. Shout out to Anthony Palazul, did the final mix on this one and on the whole EP. But yeah, then just kind of converted that to MIDI, did a bunch of layers for the build. Yeah, piano was great. I'm glad, like that's another thing, like that piano was in my old apartment, sold it, like don't have it anymore, but that's always going to live on in this song, which I think is really great. But yeah, so I really like adding things like that kind of keep, like in Ultraviolet, there's this recording of this, my old apartment was like by a train and you could hear the train going by all the time. And there's a recording of the same exact train that I took outside my window, like the train going by the apartment, you know. So there's like little pieces of where I was in life when I made the songs in all of them, and I think that's really cool. It kind of sets the scene for like where I was literally, physically, and then the song is like where I was mentally and emotionally and what I was creating at that time. So I don't know. I think it's very, very cool to include things like that. And yeah. How long did it take to create 888? So the first version of this song was literally just that experiment that I was showed you just now of the Quanta thing with the old demo that I had. And then I just put it on TikTok. And was just like, when your CPU explodes or whatever I said, and it like blew up for some fucking reason. I had been trying to like promote my songs that I was like thought were going to be really more poppy songs, and none of that was working. And then I was just threw this screen recording of this Ableton experiment on there, and it a bunch of people thought it was cool. Some people thought it was awful, but doesn't matter what people thought of it. They still felt the need to comment even if they thought it was bad. So it still ended up doing pretty well. And so I was like, oh, maybe I should finish this. And just over time, so that was in like February maybe. And so yeah, since February, and I finished it about 4 weeks ago. So however long that is, 7 months, 7 months-ish. But yeah, and then the other interesting thing that I thought would be worth sharing is these vocals, or are these vocals that I recorded, and people were already asking me what the effects were, and there aren't any. It's really dope. So I'll play the vocals just for reference. So the reason it sounds like that is because I had a super low sample rate while recording the vocals, and I was just doing these whispers and just trying to figure out something. I think I ended up resampling them. I think I recorded them into my vocal chain, then did this, but recorded these whispers, and these glitches came out because the sample rate was so low and there was so much in this project that it slowed the recording process down. So you get all of these chops in between me saying one fluid, you know. All of the glitching happened on accident, which I think is fucking awesome. And so I kept it in there, and I recorded all of these in one take. It was just I can't feel it anymore. I can fly. Just recorded them into this with Little Altar Boy on. That's why it's like more high pitched. But then just froze it. Or I guess I resampled it. Yeah. And so the glitches just stayed in, but the original was just these two, and then I guess I re-recorded this one after the fact. Or no, I did all three of them, all in one take. But yeah, that's my voice in there with the chaotic synths. At the time, I guess I was still sending sidechain signals there. What else we got in here that could be interesting to share? These drums are cool. Wanted to kind of pick the pace up a little bit more, especially since the second drop is double time and the first drop is halftime. Coming out of this first drop, going into that, felt really nice. There was a moment where I had the song started with these drums, and you start off with double time, then go to the halftime drop. The halftime drop didn't quite feel as good because you had already been exposed to a tempo, or like a tempo, it's double time, twice as fast. So when the halftime comes in, it feels so slow. So I waited to bring these drums in until after, and it ended up being the right call. But that's just kind of an insight on like the process of like, there's, I don't know how many versions of this. This one is not as crazy as some of the other ones. I bet you I had 8 or 9 different structural versions of this song, but like pretend I had like 30. And you know, a song that I take a really long time to figure out, it's usually like 25 different, not even just different versions of it, whether it sounds better or not, but like full different structure versions. And yeah, settled on bringing in the double time drums after the halftime, and then it goes back to this halftime thing. And yeah, I just had this vocal that I did. We go make it through it. This won't last forever. Promise it gets better. And then just chopped it up. So yeah, just chopped that up and made this like kind of vocal chop build thing out of it. And yeah, that's why the song's called 888, because that is the infinity angel number, for those of you that didn't know. So forever, infinity, you know, starting to get the point here. Starting to make more sense. Then just back into more chopped up granular bits. With some air and new bass and new drums, stomps and such. Yeah, and then it just ends with the piano comes back in. KK Bush, what a name! Thank you. I'm very stoked to have the EP out, and I'm glad that you enjoy it. Right now, for those of you just joining, I'm just kind of going through this 888 project file and just showing you things that I might think are interesting, or might think that you think is interesting. But feel free to ask some questions about anything, about life, about music, about the EP, about food, anything you need to know. I'll probably stream for another 45-ish minutes, and I am down for the ride for whatever that entails. Let's see if I missed some questions here. Meow Mary says, "Which songs are you most proud of?" Or which song are you most proud of on the EP? This one might be it. Uh, I think "Running Back to You" could be. I could be slightly more proud of that one. That one's the oldest idea on the album or on the EP. Um, that original idea was 2 years old, and it was written during very important parts of my life. Um, the first half of the song was recorded when I moved to New York, and then the second half of the song was recorded when I moved from New York to LA. So they're both about the feelings that come with moving, and you know, wanting to leave where you are, but knowing that where you are is good for you, and wanting to like all of that kind of stuff. Everything that comes along with moving is kind of that song, and I feel like that's definitely the most personal song on the EP, and I'm definitely incredibly proud of how that ended up, fully becoming a full song that my friend Eldar, I had written the song. Parker Demo Tapes, who most of you guys knew who that is, hopefully, um, sent me. He came to New York when I first moved there to write together, and the day he got in, I got COVID, and so he couldn't. He was like staying with his mom, so he couldn't stay with me, and he just sent me a loop pack instead, and he sent me the weird percussion drum loop thing for Running Back to You, and he sent me that, and then I made like this bass line thing and added to the drums, and it had this harp over it, and I just started singing, and I recorded the first version of that. There were no like keys or anything, and built out the drop and the chorus and everything, all that kind of stuff. But the verses were just me and the drums and the bass line. And then, yeah, Eldar, who I was just talking about, came through with the keys and wrote a nice chord progression to fit the vocals, and that totally took it to the next level. I'm really like, I think that's probably the one I'm most proud of, just because of all of the like different things that happened both with me and the people that helped work on it. Yeah, it was me and Eldar and Demo Tapes on that one, and yeah, Eldar doesn't have any music out. I wish he did, but insane keyboard player, insane musician, and creative soul. But he's working on a bunch of stuff, and he's also helped me with some other songs that will be coming out. So you're definitely gonna hear some more key action from him. Fantastic keyboard player. But yeah. On that note, Matt Payne says, "How are you liking the West Coast?" I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm definitely liking the sun a lot, and really enjoying the weather and the people out here, and definitely feel very creative, and sometimes I'm super inspired, sometimes I'm not. That's just kind of how it goes with being a creative, I guess. But overall, it's great. I mean, the people that I've met out here already and all that kind of stuff has been great. Definitely going to be out here for a minute while I'm figuring out the whole music thing and taking that to the next level. I've definitely got to be here for that. So I miss New York and the East Coast every now and then, but I'm definitely not going to miss it in January through May. That's the worst time to be on the East Coast. But I'm going home for Thanksgiving and Christmas, so I'm going to get a little dose of snow and cold weather and stuff. But that's the only thing I miss. And my family is the main thing I miss. But I get to see them somewhat frequently too. What else we got? For sure, I was actually producing some stuff. Just to let you know that you're a huge inspiration, and I can't tell which song is my favorite yet, but Mind gets me dope. Fire. I am very glad that you like Mind. Mind is really dope too. That one is definitely like the easiest one. That one came about so fast and seemed to finish with not that much stress. That one felt very natural for sure. Um, but yeah, I'm glad to hear you're producing some music. Keep going, and definitely keep chasing the dream. Keep following the dream, and keep cooking up. We also got the Discord going. Um, Definitely send some tunes to, where is it? Where'd it go, man? Beat battle submissions? No, we wanted community demo feedback. Yeah, here it is. It's currently being plagued by Ray. Shout out Ray. Don't have any mods in the Discord at the moment. Ray is just ruining the submissions channel. Let me do your taxes. I don't know. I think I'm good. I think I got a guy. But thank you. Any tips on getting motivated to make music? Definitely doing something that's not making music first. I think you gotta go outside in the morning. You gotta go talk to people. You gotta, do everything that comes along with life, or else you're not gonna have anything to write music about. But that also being said, you can't just sit around and wait for inspiration to strike. You do have to kind of sit down and hope something happens. And if it doesn't, understand that that's totally fine. And but it will happen at some point. So you just got to keep making stuff every day. I think the best thing to do is to try to make an idea every day. I think is the best thing you can do. As far as getting motivated, I don't know. Just thinking about what you want, thinking about, a career of somebody's that you'd like to also have parallels to, or have the same, type of fans, or have an album that resonates with somebody else the way it resonated with you. I think all those things are super inspiring and super motivating, for me at least. Putting myself in the perspective of me as a fan for some of my favorite artists, what would I want, and what would make me excited, and what has made me excited, whether it's at a show or album rollout, or all of the what's it called, all of the little intricacies that go along with that stuff. That's what makes me motivated, is giving other people that feeling that my favorite artists give me. Loving the new music. Thank you. Can your tax guy get you into prison? I can. I'm sure he could if he really wanted to, but I don't think that's his goal. Nikita the Wicked. What's good? What is good? How are you? I was gonna stream later tonight, and I was like, it's Friday night. I should stream right now. And so I figured it out quickly, got the stream up, because I'm like, people are gonna want to go out, and maybe I'll want to go get some food or something. Or so here I am. Will you come to Vancouver for a show? I missed that one from Onion. I would love to come to Vancouver. I went one time. I played Vancouver with Cosmos Midnight. I forget the name of the venue. But Vancouver is beautiful. Like, insanely beautiful. And I had a great time. I was only there for a day, but the show was pretty great, and I got some really good pizza at this place, Something Fire. Damn, it was like 3 years ago. But that shit was crazy. Do you have St. Louis or Chicago? I'm coming to Chicago in a month. Definitely pull up. I'm coming, I think it is the 18th or the 19th of November. What you drinking? I am drinking water that I refilled. This isn't even mountain water. Definitely come out to the Chicago show. It's going to be a vibe. Do you have plans for Toronto soon? I don't, unfortunately, but Toronto's great. I'm hoping to get there within the next year or so. I'm going to be put out this EP. Got a ton of new music to share as well. So much new stuff for next year, and hopefully that comes along with maybe a festival in Toronto or something like that. Festivals everywhere, hopefully, but hopefully Toronto is one of those. Release that song you've been playing on TikTok. That's what's sitting right in front of me. VNX noun. Is it this one? I do play a fair amount of songs on TikTok. Is it this one? That one? That one's out. It came out today. That's what we're celebrating. It's called 888. Yes, go listen to it. It's out. Finally. I'm sorry for the wait. I gotta say, Columbus, Ohio is such a weird stop on the tour, but I'm not complaining. Excited to see the new stuff. Hey, if you're gonna be there, then I don't think that's weird. I'm glad. Maybe we did that show specifically for you. Do you like Mountain Dew? I mean, it's good. I don't drink it a lot, but it's good. Definitely not gonna say it's bad. It's not my go-to soda though. I think Coke's probably my go-to soda. Any uncommon mixing tips? Uncommon mixing tips. I think the biggest thing recently is not necessarily I don't know how uncommon it is, but it's more of a perspective thing. And and it really has always been a thing, and this might not sound that obvious, or this might sound super obvious, but it never really clicked with me in a way where I could actually hear it. But I think the biggest epiphany that I've had mixing wise in the last 12 months has been really changing the perspective of not necessarily for example, drum mixing. Drum mixing isn't necessarily the processing of the drum group and the transients of the kick drums slamming through everything else. It is how everything else responds to it as well, is so much almost more important than what you do to the drums themselves. And that can be said for any other relationship between two pieces of a mix, with a vocal and a piano, a vocal and a synth, or whatever it may be. Sometimes the answer is to not make the kick louder and not make the transients of the kick sharper. The answer is to get everything else out of the way. And like I said, it might sound super obvious, but it's difficult to explain without hearing it in a way that I'm referencing. But I hope that makes sense. It's difficult to explain, but just the relationship of like changing the perspective of, while you're working on something to make it sound better, an individual piece, keep in mind the relationship to the rest of the elements of the song. If that makes any sense. Which is mixing altogether. But like, for example, instead of making the kick drum louder or beefier or saturating it, whatever's in the way, whatever it's playing at the same time, is just cutting it. Not even side chaining it, but just getting it the fuck out of the way. Chop so 100%. Yeah. Sound selection as well. So much of my favorite kick sub relationships are literally just the pairing of the kick and the sub, and not even the processing necessarily. But Chopso is the goat at drum production, as I said earlier, so I'd let him preach. I'd listen to anything that man has to say. Where did you find the girl whispering on 888? That is me, believe it or not. My homie just texted me today. He said, "Who's the girl singing on that song?" I said, "Dude, it's me." Let me show you. I just showed this earlier, but I'll show it again because it's easy to explain. So this drop vocal thing, it was me record. So I had already recorded this this thing. Recorded that. And the drop used to just be this. Just silence. And I went and recorded first take. I'm just gonna record some random stuff to fill in there. And this is the best thing about making music, is it just like whatever is going on in your brain just comes out and you're not even conscious of it. And so what happened here, sample rate recording was at like 64. This project is 96 tracks and a lot of heavy processing. So what happened was this literally glitched and the recording got all cut up, and I just kept it because it sounded sick. And that's first take, all of these. I was kind of going through some stuff, kind of going through my feels, figuring out if I wanted to move to LA, figuring out why I live in New York, all that kind of stuff. So these are the things that came out of my mouth. Just feeling kind of just numb and confused, that kind of stuff. Just boom, just first take. And that's it. There's no processing on these at all other than 400 width. I don't know why it says 2 to the left. That's probably an accident. But yeah, this was, that's how that happened. I just recorded it into the vocal chain. I was recording those other things with the little altar boy. That's why it sounds like a girl singing. Levity Music, what's good? We were just talking about the Chicago show. Levity's going to be there, throwing down. It's going to be my first time seeing Levity, so stoked for that as well. First time playing a proper show in Chicago. I played Mombi on the Beach, like 2018 or something like that. That was dope, but this is the first real show. Not that the festivals aren't a real show, but like it was on the beach. It wasn't in Chicago on the street. Let's see. When will the next Outer Thoughts mix be? I don't know. I got there was a moment where I was working on it during like COVID, but I got a lot of other really exciting stuff that's going to be on all platforms. Not just on SoundCloud. I mean, I put out this EP today, and this is just the beginning of a bunch of new stuff. Yo, VNX known, thank you for the subscription. I hope I'm saying your name right, but I appreciate the love. Let's go. W's. But yeah, Outer Thoughts is dope. I'm sure I definitely will do another one at some point. But lots of exciting stuff. So much music to put out. This batch, I mean, you guys might be able to tell something's being spelled out. This is a part of a bigger thing. This EP is, I'm really excited to have this batch out, and it's just going to keep going. It's just the beginning. So feeling really good about that. Feeling really good. It's been way too long since I was putting out music, and I was like, dude, if I was somebody that was a fan of my music, I'd be pissed off. Like, give me more music. I know you're making it. And so but I'm glad I took the time. I honestly really think that in the time that I spent figuring what the next steps were, and figuring out my sound a little bit more refined, I learned so much as a producer and as an artist, and have gotten so much more comfortable singing, and so much feel the music is so much more true to me now than ever. I can say whatever I want to say, and all of that kind of stuff. It really feels great. So I'm glad I took the time, but that amount of time is not going to pass again without putting out music. That's for sure. It's unknown. Unknow. Okay. Unknow. Or unknown. Yo, Pluko, just glad to see you're still kicking. Gotta go off now. Have fun. Faux sounds. Yeah, first time streaming in like over a year. I am very glad that that all of the OGs are popping back in. I'm sure a lot of people missed notifications and stuff like that. But I'm glad to see all these familiar names. It spells CAE, right? It's backwards. It spells this way. How were you when you released your first heater? That depends on what you classify as heater, but I probably first time I dropped something that I thought was really dope was not even out anymore. It was like a SoundCloud thing. I was like 15. I still think it's pretty cool. But the first song that's out is Breath. I was 16. Love the Dan Franco hat. Yeah, just cop the brown. Had to. Did you go to music academy or self-taught? I am self-taught by YouTube, the great people at YouTube, which I still watch 2 hours of YouTube videos a day of music production stuff because the people making YouTube production tutorials are so much better than they were 5 years ago. Uh, they're fucking, I don't know, they're just throwing sauce out, and of course I'm gonna watch that. I think so many people do themselves disservices by thinking that they've already learned everything and not watching what's going on. There's so many really dope people on YouTube making insane tutorials and just showing you exactly like the best tutorials 5 6 years ago when I was like 15 16 were so bad. Like the best, very best ones were so bad compared to the new stuff. Favorite YouTubers right now? I think Oversampled's really great. Ahee is very good. Um, Elephant is really good, and then all of the like stream recaps and all of the like Flicko and stuff and all of that kind of shit. They literally are just making recaps of like goats with platinum records and re-ups because not everybody makes the stream. Not everybody can make a stream like this or whoever it is in the moment. So the re-uploads are definitely very helpful. I rarely catch someone live. It's very hard for that to line up properly. Weird Father TV's in the chat. Let's fucking go. What was the name of the SoundCloud song before Breath? It was called what was it called, man? Damn. You really just caught me. What was it called? I think it was like some tribal trap song. But that shit was hard. I think it's still on YouTube on my old name on Base Nation if you want to go find it. I don't know what it's called though. Do you work with Ray Bossy? No, I don't. I couldn't tell if that was a name you wanted me to read. That sounded like something else. But if that's not a joke, I've never heard of whoever that person is. What others did you call it? Ahi, Flicko, Oversampled, Elephant. Who else? My favorite are like kids that are just uploading like remakes of songs and just giving you a walkthrough of like a perfect remake of like a ridiculous Skrillex song or something. It's like just showing you how they do things and you can look at their processing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's crazy what's out there. And so many people making so many awesome packs like there's this kid Kosu Kosu that's making insane packs. One of them is one of the samples is in this song. Making insane samples. So I used this original. Yeah, this is another interesting thing. I don't know why I didn't show you guys this. My not sure where the... Oh, I had to delete the original because this is the mixing file. But there was this loop, and it was just kind of the same pulsing thing. And what I did was I used pitch map to change the chord progression of what this loop was. And fuck, it's not in this project anymore because I had to minimize the CPU for mixing. But basically what I did was like took this, I'll just do an example right now. I took pitch map and I used it to change the notes of the chords that were playing in this, of course. Ableton Auto Update is the worst thing, the worst decision that they've ever made. VST3s don't work. See if regular VSTs work. Ah, there we go. Okay. So what I did is I used pitch map to retune the chords of this loop thing. So like follow the bass line or whatever it was. I gotta find a different harmonic thing here. Let's see. So you can just pick notes out and change the progression and just automate it or resample it, which is what I did here. And yeah, it was just this looping thing that Kosu made, and I turned it into, I made it follow the chords of the piano thing that I wrote in my New York apartment. Right here, these chords. So that was like a little bit intense, a little bit annoying to do, but I'm glad I did it. And then yeah, I had to chop up like each little, then the note changes. But yeah, that was just me giving a visual example of people also making really dope. Like I usually am just buying sample packs from kids making really dope samples instead of like giant companies, because there's some really amazing stuff out there, and I'd much rather buy something and some kid that like is making money, you know, give them the $25 rather than some crazy big company. So yeah, a lot of those guys that are making fire YouTube videos also are making fire samples as well. That remix is crazy, Chopso. M1's in Ableton. Yeah, dude, the updates, the auto updates are really bad. That's why I have 4. I don't think you guys can see it. I have 4 different copies of Ableton at the bottom of my toolbar. Yeah, it's every time they update, something doesn't work and something cannot be found, and then they update it again, and then the old plugin works, but then there's another one that's not working all of a sudden. But yeah, if there's any other things in this song that you're curious about, I think that covers a lot of the exciting stuff. This harp was one of the original ideas, just this reversed octave harp thing. Who are your idols? Biggest idols, music or not? That is a great question. Probably like, first thing comes to mind is probably Basquiat. Just his impact on the world of art. Skrillex for sure. Skrillex is probably the biggest idol in music specifically. I could list a whole bunch of people. There's just anybody that is exceptional at what they're passionate about, is what I strive to be. I just think that there's something so cool. That's why I love going to like pro sports games or whatever. It's like there's something insane about seeing someone who's dedicated their whole life to something and just seeing how fucking good they are. Like that is so sick. Like going and just seeing someone that is at the top of their game and has put so much into it. And that goes, beyond sports or whatever, music, and anything, like business guys start companies in their garage and that kind of shit. Just seeing someone that has dedicated everything to what they're passionate about is definitely like somebody that I would idolize and somebody that I would be inspired by. It's a good question though, music or not, because most of my biggest idols are not making music. There's definitely people that I'm inspired by within music, but I wouldn't say that they're idolized or my idols, because there's very few that fully do it. Fully dedicate their life to creating an art. That's what I want to do. But yeah, I'm down to fucking if you guys have any more questions or anything else, but probably gonna go skateboard before it gets dark. Rip a little. I haven't skated in a very long time. Run a little. Probably fall and cut myself up, but but yeah. I'll give you guys a last 5 minutes. 5 minutes of any questions or things you want me to talk about or anything like that, and and then I'll get out of here and we can have a fantastic weekend. Lystro Music just got here. Awesome EP. Thank you. Yeah, go stream that shit. Let's take a look at it. Here it is in all of its glory. The Taste EP. Yo, what tricks you learning? Uh, what tricks am I learning? This is about to be my first time skating in like 2 years, but at the time, I was going for the 360 shove it. I could do a regular shove it. I don't know if I can still do that. I could get half of a rotation of a kickflip, and but I like longboarded before I tried to like do actual skate tricks for a while, and so I'm good at like actually skating, but as far as doing I did like a three stair. I ollied a three stair. I spent the whole day just doing it and beating myself up and falling. uh, and so yeah, that was probably the biggest accomplishment I had skating. But I was never super crazy into it, so there's nothing that impressive. I was just skating before the screen. I have a feeling Matt Payne is a good skater. I don't know why. What percent of the way to being on the level to those idols would you say you are, in your own opinion? A progress check on your own goal. I always say I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just getting started, to be completely honest. I really feel like I am super proud of like what I've done up until now, of course. And like, if I would just be dead tomorrow, I wouldn't want to change anything. I'd be very incredibly proud and blessed with the journey that I have been on. But I know that that is just the beginning of what I see at the end and what I want. And I want there to be millions of people like you guys feeling something from the music and being inspired by, like, it is the coolest thing just to see when people are inspired by something that I've made, or it has helped them through something. Just like knowing that I'm giving somebody a feeling, like I said earlier, that I have received from other artists. It's like you don't even know them, and but you do, like you've never met, but you know them and you know like their ideas, and they have impacted you in a positive way, and have changed your perspective on something or whatever. That's what I want at as big of scale as possible, and to always be able to have people being excited and being inspired by things that I have made, because I know, like I said, that feeling as a fan of other people when those songs come out, or when I first heard that song or whatever, that feeling basically just inspire a bunch of people to do what I did. or what I'm doing, and in whatever way that means, if it's making music or if it's, you know, being an athlete or being fucking, I don't know, a painter, whatever it is. That's definitely the ultimate goal. So I definitely feel like I'm barely scratching the surface of that. But like I said, if I died tomorrow, I know I've been doing everything I'm supposed to be doing up until this point. I just need more time. And that's the only thing. I know it's going to happen. I know all the things that I see are going to happen. It's just it all compounds with time, you know? It's a very, you know, all the time you put in just stacks on top of each other, and every time it just gets exponential, you know, exponential growth, exponential impact. If we die, or if you die tomorrow, can we DJ your funeral as a replacement for the show? We're not talking about my funeral right now. That's crazy. That's not happening for a while. That's another good question though. Levity, going crazy with the questions. I'm excited to meet IRL and have some great convos in real life, and to see your set. Young Hondro, let's go crazy for Young Hondro right now. New EP got me mad inspired. That's what we like to hear. I hope that the showing you some of the things in the project was helpful too, and inspiring to try your own versions of this kind of stuff. Throw one of your songs in one of these in Quanta, see what happens. I'm glad this worked though. I was really nervous that this stream wasn't going to work, and I pulled it off. Before I leave, are you guys watching streams, or are you guys just here because, like, are you guys actively watching other people's streams still? Because I haven't streamed in a while. I don't know what is it still a thing to stream music production? It's definitely not as popular as it was when nobody could go outside. But are there anybody? My real question is, are there any other people streaming still that are still like doing dope streams and something that I could watch, or people that you're watching? Guess that's more so my question. Favorite plugin at the moment? I just got the God particle. I don't think it's my favorite plugin at the moment, but it's the most recent plugin I've got, and it's pretty dope. My throat's so dry. I'm searching God particle. It's crazy name, but it is just kind of like an all-in-one mix bus limiter, multi-band sonic enhancer, one of those sound good plugins. But it's made by Jason Joshua, so I was like, I mean, he's not gonna make a gimmicky plugin, is he? It's definitely difficult to hear, but it's just it's doing a little bit of everything, but I think they call it a multi-band sonic enhancer. The limiters sound pretty good based on what I attempted with it. These bands were interesting. The amount of the God particle was interesting. But like I said, I got it yesterday, used it for 25 minutes. But I don't think, it's not my favorite plugin right now. That's the most recent one I got. And but my favorite lately, I recently just got all the Contact stuff, so I've been really enjoying like all of the symphony series, like strings and the horns and like the brass section, all that kind of shit. But yeah, that's probably I don't know what my favorite is. It's a really good question. I don't think I could pick one. Cloud Supply. I don't have Cloud Supply. Let's open a new project file because this one's buggy. Demo tapes in the chat. Let's go. D tapes. Let's see if I have cloud supply. If I do, it's not downloaded. No. Stradivarius, great. Oh, this Stray Light is really good. I don't know if it's my favorite, though. Favorite of all time. Let me go through my effects go-to here. Harmony Engine's fucking awesome, man. I don't think I'm not using it that often, though. It's a kind of a gimmicky plugin. Not gimmicky, but like a party trick. You can't use it that much. I mean, OTT free. As far as what I use the most and what I get the best results out of, multi-band compressors for sure. So yeah, I guess that's my answer. Sometimes I have 4 multi-band compressors on one. Sometimes I have 15 multi-band compressors on one sound. Do you have Morph EQ? I have Morph. I don't have Morph EQ. I got this guy. Never heard of Morph EQ. I got Kinetic Toys. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I got it right here. Oh, wait. I got to open up. Contact has a new... That's old Contact. There's a new Contact now. Contact 7. Look at this. They needed to do this. Look at that. Kinetic Toys. Here it is. These are all pretty dog shit, to be completely honest. These are cool. I think I'm just in a bad section of the presets. This is pretty disgraceful. I've messed with this a lot and it's pretty great. Dude. That's embarrassing. This is cool. Matt Payne's in the chat, of course. Demo tapes in the chat. Sounds like samples from Miyazaki film, My Neighbor. Let's play a demo before I leave. I'm gonna play a demo that I've recently made that could potentially be interested. What do we got? 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 Something preferably somewhat finished. Since D-Tapes is in the chat, we'll play this. Exclusively for the Twitch gang.
See you all alone, dying to take you
That's all we got. That's all we got for now. There's that one. That one's gonna be fucking insane. Feel really good about that. What else we got? I'll play you one more. Made some great music with the Dusk, man. With Duskus. We gotta finish it though. I'm not gonna play it. Out of respect. Because we gotta finish that first. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? There's too many options, too many decisions here. Not that one. That one's very manic. Is there just a nice bop in here? Nice. Man, it feels great that like one of the songs I would want to play or two of them is out today. I'm not used to that yet. I'm gonna hold off then. I got put out a bunch of new music today. That See You track though, I feel really good about. But yeah, it's sad. I don't want to leave, but I want to get outside before it gets dark. But yeah, I think we definitely need to do this again. And the next time that I do it, I need to make sure that I have my audio coming in before I start streaming, so you guys can hear some high quality sounds. What's this? You surpass any of our expectations anytime you do anything. Love it, from a fellow Sam. Thank you. That's very special. Also named Sam. Let's go. Will you ever release the Hello edit? I don't think. I think it's fucking awesome to have it just in the show. I like having it just in the show. It's like, come to the show and hear it with a bunch of people, hang out, catch a vibe. Plus I can't even put it out. Cause it's basically, I made it as a, like, you think it's gonna be the original song. So the whole intro is just the original song, and then the drop is my drop. So it's not even it's like an edit. It's not even really a remix. Same thing with the Hello, or with the on top edit. The on top edit, I just made a drop edit to the second drop here. This one. Yeah, that shit's mad fun. I don't know. I like having the things you just come to the show. And the one thing I was thinking about putting out though was this. What do you guys think about this? I really want to get this one out. I can't do this version of it, but where is it? Dropbox 2022. Ignore the Higher Ground acapella on it. But this, I really want to drop this. Did like a house edit of the lovely one that I play in the live shows. And I was like, I think it'd be fun to put that on Spotify. Everybody fucking loves house music. And I made that. Never put it out. Why not put it out? So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I think that's just about it. I think I'm gonna go skate, And keep streaming the new music. We need Pluko House. See. Okay. I'm gonna have to put it out then. Keep streaming the new music. I'm fucking stoked to be sharing this moment with you guys on Twitch and in real life, sharing this moment together in this period of time. I think, like I said, this is just the beginning. So to have you guys here at this point means that you guys are the OGs. You guys are the real ones. And yeah, fucking keep running it up. Keep vibing. Message me if you ever need anything. If you ever want to talk. If you ever got music to send. I'm around. I'm on the gram. But yeah, no, for real though. Very thankful for you guys today. Very stoked to have the new music out, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I have enjoyed making it. And also check out the new videos on check out the new videos on YouTube here. New visualizers. Pretty proud of them, if I do say so myself. It's a bunch of new. I made this for kids on accident. I got to change that. Nobody's allowed to comment on it, but we just uploaded these new visualizers. So get over there, check them out. They're very visually satisfying. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. And this is my exit, I think. Peace. Stay safe. Have a good weekend. And I'll see you next time.